We welcome everyone. Final day celebration session. We made it to the end of this journey. You guys went with me all the way through every day until we're now reaching the port on the other side of that lake. On this journey, it's actually day 9 today. Woo, almost 2 full weeks. And it's just been such a pleasure and a joy and so much fun to be with you all every day and see your faces, feel the energy, beaming smiles, your comments, your chats. Yesterday's conversation was so rich and juicy. Did you guys enjoy that? The integration session? You know, I was like, oh my gosh, next year, I think I'm just going to do that the whole time. Like, it's so much more fun, even for me, to be honest, to get to be interactive because I have transmissions and downloads that come through in response. I'm a manifesting generator. And as that generator part of me, I do best when I'm in response. That's where my magic and oracle really lights up. So, you know, every night last thing I would do before bed to prepare for the next day is I would tune into the energy and I would really finalize and prepare what stories wanting to come through. And sometimes I would change them from what I had planned based on what was being called out in this space and where I felt we were going, and what the whole day's kind of theme and who was going to speak and just all of that. I would just feel into that and like feel into what wanted to come through. So I was still like in response to the group energy and our flow together. And oh my gosh, just being live and getting to share and talk with you and hear your stories and what's going on was like, so much fun for me. And so ongoing, one of my plans for us, my excitements, is to continue holding like sporadic in the Facebook group or announced in the Facebook group on Zoom, because sometimes it's just easier to all be on Zoom. So to continue doing interactive, just like free drop-in interactive sessions for us to drop in and connect on certain topics and themes. How does that sound? Would that be supportive for you guys? Would you like that? Give me a yes in the chat. Let me just see, just so it's like recorded in my chat thing, how that sounds and feels for you. If that is something that you would like for me to do. And if there's anything else, I would love to get your inspiration, your feedback, like how can I serve you the best? In the Facebook group, in sessions and offerings, like I am here to support you. I'm doing the program, so that's, you know, its whole big thing, but I really want to continue to nurture and cultivate and create the community that we've been building here in this immersion that's accessible to everyone. Yes, oh my gosh, a prayer for Mother Earth session. I love that. Wow, that gives me goosebumps. Yeah, that would be so fun to come together and have a conversation on sustainability, on how we're caring for Mother Earth, on like what are ways that we can expand and activate ourselves? How are we actively being involved in supporting initiatives, sustainability initiatives? How are we incorporating that in our lives? What are we doing like here, like going to beach cleanups, or just what are you doing in your life? That would be a super fun and really powerful topic. Yeah. So that sounds amazing. Thank you for bringing that into the space. Anything else? Just any toppings? Yeah. Yeah, Alisar, do you mind messaging you if we need emergency advice from you? You can DM me from time to time, especially as we get into the program. My bandwidth is going to be really like focused on that container. Yes, celebration session, welcoming you guys so much. But my bandwidth is going to be focused on the container and on the one-on, because in the container, we also have a one-on-one mentorship option with me. So there's the stars level of the group program, and that includes weekly calls, one-on-one on Zoom. That includes unlimited text message support. We'll get back to you on anything emergency in 24 hours. And then as well as a group chat that is alive. So all of that takes a lot of energy to hold and focus on. So of course, my priority is going to be on the paid program participants, and I am here for you. And so especially if you're just like really struggling with something and just need a little bit of targeted something. And also I highly recommend just posting in the group, because you can be supported by your sisters too. You heard there's so much wisdom, so much love and compassion and support available in us as a sisterhood. And that's the power of sisterhood, right? Because maybe I'm not going to check my phone at a particular moment. Maybe it's middle of the night for me. But if you post like, hey, I'm going through this and I could really use some sister support, like whoever is available and sees that can get to you a lot faster. And we'll have some beautiful love and wisdom. So I really offer and encourage you all to continue connecting with each other inside of the Facebook group, which is going to be transitioning to a Facebook group community, right? It was an exclusive just for this event, but I'm going to be opening it up to the general public. You can invite your friends into it as well, resonant friends and community who you think would be interested. And let's just really build this sisterhood and this community. I'm going to have free offerings inside of the group, continue to have opportunities to drop in with me and to connect with you, because I've fallen in love with you and I don't want to let you out of my life and my circle. And I love that you say this. This is so true, Tia, that when everyone stepped in and spoke, it felt like you got to know everyone so much better, right? Getting to have your voice in the space, you get to see each other, what you're going through, and resonate with each other. So I want to have some time to do that here as well. We did our dance party first to get moving, get the blood flowing. Oof, wake up. In my world, at least. And also for copyright reasons, I couldn't start the recording until the music was done. So otherwise I can't post it on YouTube. So it's good to do it first. And so now I really do want to be able to open it up to more shares as well. And also just more conversation. If there's any other topics that come up of how I can support you, I have a couple of ways. So without further ado, to make sure that we get through these, I want to announce our grand prize giveaway. Ready? See, I'll take that strum. It's a rattle for a drum roll. Okay, so you guys. Oh, got somebody else coming in too. So this is what we have been looking forward to, and you guys have really participated in so full out, been showing up, coming every day. Like this is like a huge commitment and so much of your time and your love, and really embodying everything we've been doing. Like you guys have had the most beautiful posts on all of your embodiment rituals. I've just been so moved and blown away. And I still need to go back in and finish commenting. I've been kind of caught up in a lot of things these last couple of days, but I've still been receiving so much of your beautiful transmissions and shifts and breakthroughs and energy that has been emerging. And so I just really appreciate and honor all of you that are on this list for the grand prize giveaway. And here's the thing. I said in my thing, I originally was like, I'm going to randomly pick the top 3 participants. And now that I'm here, I'm like, I can't just do the top 3. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a group prosperity energy healing. So a very small group tailored prosperity energy healing session all together. And then we can have a little bit of group coaching at the end of it as well. So everyone that came live and that completed the embodiment rituals and posting them is eligible. Okay, so I'm going to name names just because it's so fun to hear your name win something, right? So here are the names that I have down. And also this is who I was able to see in the poll and confirm. I'm going to put one more thing out there, which is I do feel like giving you, there are people that came live every day that just haven't finished completing your embodiment rituals. So since we're going to be doing everyone gets to come, so it doesn't exclude anyone else or reduce anyone else's chances, if you've come live every day and you're on that list, but you haven't finished posting all your embodiment rituals, you have until Monday, so through this weekend, to finish completing, doing your embodiment rituals and sharing whatever you want to. And it can be an essay, but it can also just be a few words. It can be a little paragraph. It doesn't have to be like, a whole like 5-paragraph essay about it. Share as much or as little as you want to. But if you've gone through just like the first 3 or 4 days and you just haven't completed the last few, because life's busy and it's a lot to post all this. So I want to give you an opportunity to get caught up, because there's some people that I love that are on the list of you've been here with me every day, but you just haven't completed all your embodiment rituals. So who I have that I verified, it looks to me, that has completed is Tiffany Thornton. Miss Tiffany, thank you so much. Oh, love you. It's so good to have you and receive all of your transmissions. Alisar, thank you, Alisar, having you here, seeing all of your transmissions. Rochelle Croston, who's not here today, but she's been here pretty much all the other days. At least popping in at least for a little bit, even if she couldn't stay for the whole day. Mar Sanchez. Yeah. Oops. This thing came off and now they're rolling out. Tia Marie or Tia Cisco. I see your name. Both of those. You're not on video, but I see you here. And I also need to put in Joanne Celestine. Now, Joanne, I think there's a few days you haven't quite completed posting the embodiment rituals. I'm not sure, but yeah, if you want to just double check. So it's just if you want to get them all posted by Monday. No? You can put in the chat, my love, put in the chat. But yeah, so just confirm that for me, because I know you've been here and you've just been such a big supporter, and I definitely want you in the session. And I was trying to verify by clicking on everyone's name. Okay, you have done them all. You've posted, honestly, you've posted so much, Joanne, that like I was trying to go through all the different quotes and all the different things to like find all the different rituals. And my sister and I, we were like, okay, where's days 5, 6, and 7? Like, are they in here? Are they not? So if you would just take a look at them and just make sure they're all posted. Something about it, but you think you're good? Yeah, I think so too. That's my energetic on it. So anyway, so you are invited. And then there are a few other of you, and I'm not going to go through the names right now, but if you know that you've been here every day and you didn't click the thing in the poll, or you haven't posted, or if you have and I didn't name you, DM me, let me know, and we'll get you the link for the prosperity energy healing session. And so I think what I might do, I want to find a date for that next week. That's going to work for everybody, a date and time, which is going to be interesting. We'll do the best, and it will be recorded. So if there's 1 or 2 people that just can't make it at the time, that's best. But I think I'm going to make a little like Facebook messaging group for everyone. Okay. That's qualified, and then be able to go through and then just put a poll for a few different times next week. Does that sound good? And then we'll do that together. And there was an extensive list. There was even more people, and all of you plus additional people that have been present and supporting. Cecile, I want to name you, Ilana, Julitza, Christy Nicole, Ruth, Tejiri, and I think this is the same. Tippy T88, that's you, Tiffany, right? Yeah. So that's the same as the other Tiffany. So, but yeah, for all of you, I know that that you've been here every day. And so I want to do for all of you that want the prosperity energy healing, plus the additional ones that I named that maybe haven't done as much posting in the group, but you've been here and you've been energetically supporting. I also want to add in a bonus of a Oracle card and Reiki session, like a group Oracle card and Reiki session together, interactive. So we're going to do another session sometime in the next 2 weeks. I might do prosperity energy healing this coming week, and then the group Reiki the next week, just to space things out. And so that'll be a little bit of a bigger group. That'll be all of us that have really been here live. We all get to be together. And so doing that where we can do, and it'll be a quieter session. I guess I'll do the oracle card reading first. We'll pick some cards together, and then I'll do the Reiki for all of you, where you can just relax and receive. So how does that sound? How does that sound, you guys? That's what my heart was inspired. I was like, this is what feels so alive. It feels so good to celebrate with you all. Everything that you have been giving, everything you have been receiving and transforming, and just our sisterhood together that I just feel so blessed by. And your energy just calls forth this just like generosity of like, I want to give more, right? Because that's how the upward spiral goes. The more you give your gifts, it evokes the others to give their gifts. And we continually have this upward spiral of giving our gifts to each other and being so inspired to give just from a place of love and generosity and excitement. So yay. All right, let's see here. So, and then I also, there's actually one other thing that I wanted to put in, which is on the prosperity energy healing. There's a couple of people that have joined, that have committed to being in the Elevate Your Magical Essence program. And so I really want to get them jump started. We're going to do a prosperity energy healing in the program as well. But this is something that like you could do it every week. Like it just helps to continue clearing out everything, right? The more you do it, if you've done it with Annie, still come do it with me. I deliver it a little bit different. It's my energy. Like, so I feel like just the more the better to open up our prosperity channels, right? And so I am also inviting Ilana Steele and Tejiri, who also have been present and very active, and maybe weren't here every day or didn't do all the embodiment rituals, but have committed to themselves and committed to moving forward in the program. So you're also invited into the prosperity energy healing. Does that feel good for everybody? Yeah, I really want to reward and appreciate your saying yes to yourself and now, and not procrastinating it and being in. All right, yay. Okay, so that is our giveaway celebration. All right. Here we are at 30 minutes, 10:30. I am feeling like I want to hear your guys' voice. So I would love to hear today's prompt in line with the celebration session is, what are you celebrating in your life? What are you celebrating today? Celebrate yourself, celebrate your life, celebrate a win, celebrate a new possibility. What can you bring this spirit of gratitude, generosity, and celebration to in your life? Because you can feel how this energetic dynamic is the fuel, right? It's the fuel for manifestation. When you want to manifesting something, you have to first go into I have everything I need and I am so grateful, right? From that place, anything is open to you. But if you're in a place of scarcity and lack and need and, I want to manifest this thing because I really need it, it doesn't work. That's not how the rules work. That's not how this universe was designed, right? So the more we can really intentionally cultivate an atmosphere of celebration and gratitude, and I show up every day for my life and I just give thanks from my heart and the deepest of my soul. I sing the praises of the universe, right? The more we're in that space, then whatever emerges for you, like, I have this expanded desire for yet even more, yet even greater, because I'm infinite and I can continue to infinitely expand. Right? So the more that we bring this feeling, then the more we continue to fuel our expansion in an exponential way. So put it in the chat and I invite you, raise your hand. Who wants to come live and on the screen and tell me, what are you celebrating today? Woohoo, you won. Let's bring you up. Let's see here, ask Daniel. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Is it working? Oh, for some reason you're not muted, but I can't hear you.
You can't hear me.
Don't know what the audio is doing.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, there we go.
Perhaps it's because on my.
Sorry. How about now?
Yeah, perfect. That sounds great.
Okay, good. Well, I am celebrating life. And the flow of life, I'm really getting into it. I was reflecting upon it today that you have dropped so many wisdom bombs, and also your guest speakers have, and especially the finding the magic in the mundane has really like integrated itself into my mindset and my DNA, and I'm looking at life differently. And I find myself celebrating all the time. And like my friend, she came today, she said she was going to the hairdresser, and if there was time she would come, but if it got too late she would have to go home. And she called me, she was like, oh, I'm already done, I'm already coming. And I was like, yay! I was so afraid you wouldn't come, and I was celebrating, yay, you're coming early. And when she got here, she was like, it smells amazing, Joanne. And I was like, my food? Yes. And she looked at it and she said, oh, that looks so good. And I already set the table with plates and with like cute little napkins. And she looked at the napkins and she was like, oh, the napkins. And I was like, yeah. And I told her, I love that you're celebrating and appreciating the same things that I am. And it was lovely being in that sort of environment, and same energy and vibration.
Isn't it such a joy to be around people who are celebrating all the little things?
Yeah.
Don't you just feel how magnetic those people are? How you just like want to be around them and do things with them? People that are just like, whatever happens is perfect and I celebrate everything. It's like, oh, I can do no wrong. Like it takes off the weight from yourself of like, oh, am I gonna upset them? Whatever. Like people that are like super nitpicky and precise and have so many preferences and like critical about everything. Like you're like, oh, I'm gonna get criticized if I'm in that aura. Like I don't like being in the aura of that, right?
Yeah, and I used to be like that, and sometimes I still am. Like if I'm in an environment like my gene codes, I was like, oh my God, this is so spot on. My default or challenge is that I become stressed, and when I'm stressed, I'm like seeing all the negatives, and so it's all about my consciousness and where I'm at. And like this gene code, these gene keys, I'm like, this is the perfect map for me. I'm like, that makes sense. And I really have to be careful to not put myself in environments where I become stressed. So I'm really keeping an eye on that. And that's why I know it's so important for me now to just go with the flow, because whenever I go with the flow, I'm like, this is fun, this is easy. Even if I thought it was going to be difficult or tough or hard work, if I make it fun and make it enjoyable, I'm like dancing through life.
Yes. If I make it fun and enjoyable, I am dancing through life. You become where like, and I mentioned this, I think in one of the first days, where all of your life is like a musical and it has this magical realism to it. I was talking about this like Netflix show that I watched, Jade and the Virgin. If y'all watch Netflix. This is a really sweet show about these women. There's 3 generations of women that live in the US from South America, and their love stories. And it's very telenovela, like South American dramatic telenovela, the craziest plot twist. It's super fun. But the heart of it and these women and the magical realism that they bring to Jane's life of just like all of these like extra things that they put on top of it, on top of their live video, where they like, so they'll break out into a song and dance scene and they'll make it look all cartoon booky for a particular scene. And I just am like, oh, that's how I live my life, like magical realism.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, when you have a spiritual lens on life, it just hit me today. Life is just so much more magical when you see like, oh, I think this was a sign from the universe. Thank you. How magical. And other people, they're experiencing the same things, but they just see it as, oh, I was unlucky today, or whatever. And I'm like, I guess I just got saved from something even worse. How lucky am I?
Oh, so good. I love that. Oh,
Yeah, someone's protecting me. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. You can, like, anything that happens, like, that is why everyone who's ever found the key to this has said it a different way, but life is what you make of it. Always has been and always will be. It's one of my favorite quotes, even as like a kid, a teenager. I heard that and I was like, yeah, that's simple. That makes sense. It really is. It's what I make of it.
Yeah. And what you put in, you get out. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I get so much out of these challenges. And you said, I think can you check up? I don't have to check up. Like, I lived this challenge. I know I did everything. I do not have to use. I'm done with this challenge. I'm not going to look through if a check up. I did them.
I believe you. I just this morning was trying to scroll through everything to confirm, and I'm like, oh, what days? Like, which ones?
That was my life.
Yes. Well, that's what I was just like, I know she has to have done them. Like, she's on my list. She has to have done them because she's been here doing everything. You have been living and breathing this challenge, and look at you, your face today. Like, I swear, if we video captured from day one, and then today, right, everyone, isn't she? Yeah, you even mentioned the child, like, she's glowing. You have this like sun glowy, youthful, sparkly vibe. Oh, I just love it. I love it so much to see you like this and see that, yes, this is your true magical essence. Like, this is who you really are. And all those voices of negativity and criticism, stress, those are just from taking on things that are not you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And in Gene Keys and Human Design specifically names it as not you. There's the self and the not self. And so there's like a thing that you go into that is the not self in Human Design. They elaborate a little more on it in that particular way. And like, for me, it's frustration, which is totally true. For me, when I am in my not self, I am just frustrated and so for me, and it's been such a huge tool to go, when I feel the energetic of vibration, the energetic of frustration in me, I know I'm in my not self. What do I need to do to get back to my
it's such
self?
a gift. And it really does bring out the worst in you. And you really want to be in an environment that brings out the best in you. Right. And this community you've created, it definitely brings out the best in all of us. Definitely. So thank you for that.
Yes, your magical essence is what I am here to activate. So many prompts in what you just shared. I so appreciate it. I was like wanting to do my note taking on what you were sharing. Thank you.
And when you said, what can I do for you? What came to me was just like, Mother Earth is calling you to pray for her in your daily life and make like an event where you host it, where all of those ideas you had, I was like, yes, that would be amazing. And people would show up for that. If you host that, it would be magical. Everyone would love it. All right, we'll do it. And Mother Earth would really appreciate it, she said to me. Yeah, isn't there a day, let's see, April, no, that's a little ways away. Just thinking when Earth Day. Yeah, Earth Day's not until April. I'm feeling more like February for hosting that event. April 2020. Yeah, April 2020. I feel like we'll probably do it, if not, no later. That'll be my commitment. We'll do an event and no later than Earth Day. And probably sooner. I'm doing all of your sessions and getting the program going. But she specifically told me that if you pray for her in your daily life, that would help her so much. Yeah. Thank you. That I made a post the other day and then I had no internet and I couldn't post it.
on one of, I think it was day 5 here at the challenge, so Friday last week, when I finished my work for the day and I went out to the beach, and I just went out to the beach and I was like, thank you, Mother Earth, thank you, oceans, thank you, sand. Like, I'm so grateful. I feel your love and support giving back to you.
Yeah, she
I
loves
was
that.
so connected with it.
She
and
loves
so
when you do
much.
that.
And I even was making a post on it. And then that particular day, my phone, like the cell phone bill that I'd paid hadn't registered. And so I had no internet to post it at the moment. So it's like, I saved it on my phone. So I'll post it again later. And yeah, so that really resonates with me. It's like, yes, it's my favorite thing is to go out to the beach and just to walk the beach and just give such thanks in this spirit of celebration and gratitude, and pick up trash as I walk along and just like clean and connect with her. So
Me
thank you
too,
for
me
that
too.
message. Thank you for that message so much. Tiffany, Earth Day is your birthday, April 22nd.
Oh, Tiff.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see. Maybe, maybe that is what's calling. Maybe it is a Earth Day or Earth Week kind of thing. Celebration we'll do a special session on that.
Oh, Mother Earth celebration. Yes, that sounds so beautiful.
And that'll give us a little bit of time to kind of like, prepare.
Yeah, definitely. She's
people
not going anywhere.
She's not, thankfully. Or else we all will be too, and there won't be anyone to hold a celebration. That's how it all is, right? It's about the intertwining. I was just listening last night to a podcast by Michael Singer. Are you guys familiar with Michael Singer? He wrote The Untethered Soul and The Surrender Experiment. And those 2 books, they changed my life. They entirely changed how I live my life. Living in surrender was the first thing I actually did in 2021. In April 2021, I took on the Surrender Experiment. And that's when I really started giving up all of my preferences, agendas, and just living in surrender in a much deeper way. And my life really radically changed.
I read that book.
I listened to The Untethered Soul. Yeah, a book thread. Oh, that's a good idea. Let's do a book thread.
I have my bookshelf here. I have it right here. I read it, and I also listened to it on audio. Yeah, The Untethered Soul.
The Untethered Soul. So some of the things that I shared in this, I took in the, it's like chapter 10 of that. I took the vow of happiness. And
it was a really good book.
The vow of happiness, my whole life changed. And that's basically the kind of concept that I shared with you all on one of the days when I was like, if anything about your heart, my heart opening day, the concepts were based on Michael Singer's Untethered Soul book, what I got from that, of open your heart, learn to live life with an open heart, don't let anything close it. And that you can choose to put your happiness as your number one thing and not let anything or anyone take it. You can choose to keep your heart open and not let anything or anyone take that away from you. There's no person, no circumstance, nothing in the world that is worth sacrificing, giving up, giving away your power.
I really resonated with that. You said, ask yourself, is it worth it to close your heart? And I even gave that advice to my friend. And so that advice has been given. That I was really like, whoa, that's so deep. No, it's never worth it. Of course not. Why would we think that it's worth it? What I got from this book, my main epiphany at the time I read it was that we're not supposed to fight the ego. We're supposed to negotiate with it and find a common ground and not go too fast, slowly but surely chipping away more and more of the ego. Like, we're not supposed to fight it. I was like, what? That's not what I've been told in the spiritual community.
Totally. He has such a revolutionary view on it, on things, but I feel the truth in that, and they just unlock things for me. So since you're holding that book in your hand, Joanne, I'm really feeling, look for the chapter. I think it's chapter 10. Look for the chapter in that book on the vow of happiness and just read the actual chapter again, and then share with us what you get out of it after you do in the group, because I think now where you're at, if you read that chapter specifically, it'll just land it and like open it up in a whole new way for you.
Wow, but I feel my heart is.
No, I do as well.
I
Your heart
feel it
open.
is open now.
Yes, I just think it'll be like so. It's not a very long
Wait,
time.
I got this feeling I should.
Hmm.
Okay, is it okay I read out loud?
Well, just the first part. I don't want to read the whole chapter right now.
No, I'm just, I looked up a random page because I
Okay.
felt like there was a message.
Okay.
This is what people do. They let the fear of their inner thorns affect their behavior. They end up limiting their lives just like someone living with an eternal thorn. Ultimately, if there is something disturbing inside of you, you have to make a choice. You have to compensate for you can compensate for this disturbance by going outside in an attempt to avoid feeling it. Or you can simply remove the phone and not focus your life around it. Yeah, that was also a very big part of this book for me. I was like, oh yeah, we are avoiding all these, this triggers me, this triggers me, this triggers me. I can't do that because that triggers me. And people can't say this to me because that triggers me. And I have to avoid all of these situations, all of these experiences and people because those trigger me. Why? How about we remove the trigger, heal it, remove it, and then we can walk wherever we want to.
Yes, that's freedom.
Yeah, that's freedom.
Liberation.
Yes.
And that's, I was listening. So he has a podcast. Michael Singer has a podcast. And I was inspired last night to listen to it while I was washing dishes. I'm doing this because that just moved a lot of energy, what you just shared. Did y'all feel it? I was like, oh, I all of a sudden have like my body is sweating. And I'm like, oh, I feel the energy and the power of that transmission. Thank you for sharing, opening to that page. Because that is like pretty much the foundational teaching to all of it. Is like, do your work and let go of things. And it's not hard and it doesn't have to be so heavy and so difficult. It's actually finding the lightness and the play and the celebration takes away. I don't want to negate all of the work that doing the heavy trauma work and like the excavating is, because there is a time and a place for that. Absolutely. And sometimes
definitely, but it's not the way of the Aquarius.
Sometimes you can't get to celebration without doing it. Right. So I really honor that as well. And I also feel sometimes you can get stuck and people get stuck in doing so much trauma work constantly that they're just constantly reactivating.
That's perhaps the way of the Taurus. And now we are in the era of Aquarius, and it's a whole nother approach.
Cecile. She made a whole painting and art display. Oh, share it in our group, Cecile. Yes, I would love to see that painting. And Tiffany, yeah, you're sweating. It's like, we're moving some big energy, you all. That's
how I like to do it. Bam, mic drop.
Mic drop. Yes. Thank you so much. I'm so glad that I was inspired to bring Michael Singer into this space and receive from him last night. I felt like there was a transmission for me, and I was going through and I listened to one episode of his podcast.
Yes, I'll definitely find his podcast. I'm so glad you brought it up.
He's the Lake, and that book, it's The Untethered. I'm going to put it in the chat in case anybody wants to go look it up, and just everything by him.
Just like the Gene Keys, I also had that book on my bookshelf. I didn't know. And the same with this, not that I didn't know I had it, but I forgot about it.
Right. You go through it, you get what you get, and you put it behind you. But
yeah, you're like, oh, I read that now.
And Untethered Soul were both like pillars of my own transformation. I was just in a place where I was so ripe and ready to receive the messages and just like be completely transformed by them. You know, there's a few books. I'm sure you all have some books in your life. So we're going to do a What Transformed You book thread in the Facebook group. Let's do it.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to put it in the chat because that helps me remember when I relook at it. Thread in the Facebook group, and Faith, if you can help me remember. Okay, thank you so much. It's so good. I really appreciate everything you shared, Joanne. That was amazing. I'm celebrating you. I'm celebrating you in the flow of life and being glowy and lit up and in your magic.
And Mother Earth is bringing up, I have to say, volcanoes. I don't know why, but she wants you to think about volcanoes.
Okay. I mean, there's some here in Costa Rica. There's some
Really,
really
she would like you to visit those.
So there's several. There's several.
Okay,
around.
I had to mention it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the insight. I'll sit with that. That could be a really fun trip. There's one that I've been to before and I haven't gone to see it in a while.
Definitely.
And it has a hot springs next to it. It's one of the most visited places, Lake Arenal.
Yes. Yes.
It's a beautiful lake, hot springs next to it. So that might be a little retreat that I might need to go on to.
Oh my God.
After this, go visit the volcano and Mother Earth.
Yes.
We'll see. All right. Okay. I want to be able to open up for some other voices. Thank you so much for your transmission.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Yes, keep sharing. Okay. I saw Ayla a little while ago. You had your hand up. Do you have still present for you something that you want to share? What are you celebrating? Tiffany, you've been called to volcanoes these last couple of weeks.
Hello.
Yeah. Hello. Okay, it's kind of dark and blurry, but
I'm sorry. So I came on the holidays to spend the holidays at my grandparents, and they asked me to stay a little bit more. So I couldn't refuse. I love them so much. So I'm just getting away from from the room where everyone is. That's it.
Yeah. Okay.
I just want to come here and actually celebrate something that really means so much to me. And is how much I'm proud of my commitment and my dedication for myself. And that is because for everyone who already that I'm Lebanese and I live in Lebanon. But unfortunately, I don't want to be negative about it or anything, but being here is really energetically draining because of everything that is happening, and everything around me is so negative and very low vibration, and it's really, really hard for me to stay in a very good energetic vibration and good energy overall. So what I've been doing here is actually putting myself in this energy with every one of you, and with you, Mayumi, thank you. And it's really helping me, and that is one of the main reasons why I'm having these shifts now, because for the first time in my life ever, I am 100% dedicated to this. I will never ever accept anything making me less than who I am, no matter what the environment is, no matter what the situation is. And I know what I'm capable of, and I know I can do this regardless of everything. So I really felt like I should share this from my heart. I'm talking right now, and I feel like I'm like my throat chakra is really stuffed. So yeah, thank you. With your help, I'm staying like this. And yeah, that means a lot to me. I just wanted to share this. I'm just celebrating myself.
Everybody, I'm just feeling called. Rub your hands together, generate some energy. Let's just send some Alisar some love. Sending you love for holding your vibration. It is so amazing and powerful to be holding your vibration.
And I receive everything. Thank you. Thank you.
In an environment that's not supportive of it. I feel that.
Yeah. It's really suffocating at certain points. And fighting all of this all of the time is really hard, and it's really draining, but I'm committed and I'm gonna do this.
Yes, and this is the way to do it. This is what I found for myself. So feeling a couple of things drop in. One thing I found really powerful for me has been the concept of just a bubble. Like whether it's my auric field, yes. I create my own bubble around me and I fill it with what I want to fill it with. And it keeps anything that doesn't support me outside of that bubble. And then I'd use podcasts, online challenges, anything I can access and resource, my magical beings, tools, oracle cards, like everything I can to fill my bubble with things that light me up, that support me, that keep me in that celebration energy.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And so then
true. I keep my crystals with me. I keep my Palo Santo, my Bakhur, the scented, cleansing energy. I always listen to inspirational podcasts, and I keep myself accompanied with people who actually want this change and want to make better of themselves regardless of everything, because at this moment this is the best I can do, and I'm doing the best out of what I have right now. So yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
and I
for
want to hear
sure.
in the chat, who else feels like you're in an environment that doesn't really support, that's not at the same place that you are, that they're in a different mental place, a different energetic, they're looking at life through a victim lens still, they're looking at life through a blame lens still. Like, I would love to hear in the chat, because I think that you're not alone in this. And we are seeking sisterhood online and with each other in these ways, because it helps us to have this escape. Just like when you're reading a book and you kind of like put aside everything and you go into the world of that book, right? Like, this is like immerses us. And that's why I felt like calling this not a challenge, but an immersion, like the opportunity to just be immersed in the magical essence energy. Right? It's not something that you have to challenge and accomplish and achieve and like, you can do it. Like, I love that. That's a great energetic. And it's actually not mine anymore. I don't live a challenge energetic. I live in immersive, magical essence, flowy, like I just immerse myself in up-level vibration. And then who I am spontaneously comes out of it, and I elevate to a new level of being, but not because I need to like challenge my way through it. To me, that just feels like a much more masculine energy. That isn't what is supportive for me right now. So it's what I wanted to offer. And this is this immersive energy. So if you are in an environment, even if you're not, but especially if you are in an environment that doesn't feel supportive of your highest and best, Annabelle shared this when she goes back home to her parents. She's like, I can't be my full self, you know, and her practice of coming back and being like, okay, loving my inner child, like loving who I am, allowing myself to return to me and express all of me.
Yes. And just to like to finish, what you said is 100% what I'm doing right now. That's the shift that I learned, that I taught myself, to put myself in a bubble and to always, every time I get like I'm very high empathetic, like I feel everyone's energy around me, and that is really hard for me at first to express or to understand, because I did not know that about me. I'm recently understanding that about me. So I've realized the more I know that I get energy from everyone around me. So every time I feel like I'm not aligned or something is wrong, I just remind myself, this is not my energy. I just snap my fingers and remind myself, this is not my energy. And just like I imagine something is cutting all these cords around me from my bubble, just to stay safe in my own bubble. So yeah, I just wanted to share this.
Yes, celebrate.
And I saw all your beautiful comments. Thank you so much, everyone. I really love you.
Yes, everyone has been so supportive. Tiffany's like, you're doing so amazing.
No, I love Tiff. She's the best.
Really just immersing yourself in this sisterhood of love and positivity, just this unconditional love and acceptance and support for you being your brightest, because it's also hard to shine in the bubble, because when you shine next to people who won't allow themselves to shine, and this is what I want to speak to Tia, if you are shining next to people who are repressing their own shine, they are in victimization around how they're not allowed to shine and it's the world's fault. How many people do you know that say, I'm not allowed to shine, but it's because of the system. It's because of I'm oppressed. It's because of this. It's because of that that's dampening my shine. Yes. And so if you're shiny next to them and you're full of your love and celebration, they're like, how dare you be full of love and celebration? How dare you put in my face that I could be, and I'm just disempowering myself. And they don't want to be confronted by that. They don't want to take responsibility for that. They're not there yet in their journey. They're innocent. That's their defense mechanism. That's all they know. They're not wrong. They're not bad. And they're not ready and in a place to embrace their own magical essence, to embrace their own divinity and their own shine. And so because of that, when you're a bright, shining light standing next to them, some people get really freaking triggered by that. Some people feel the need to tear you down. Some people feel the need to project onto you to say that you're bad, you're wrong. How dare you be allowed to do that? You're hurting me because of your shining. And I've had that happen. In fact, I lost one of my best friends because of that happening. And it was really a huge transformational process for me to go through that. And also just owning in myself, like, yes, there are ways and there are behaviors and things that I did that came from my shadow that I needed to own. There are ways and behavior in that relationship that I showed up in ways and I did things that I knew at the time was out of integrity, and I allowed my ego and I allowed my shadow to win. And so she was very valid in pointing those out. And I was also coming from a place where I was also just shining. I was just being me. And I had the newly bright, shiny me after that. And standing next to her, she felt really less than. And she felt really diminished. And she felt really taken from. And I was like, I didn't take anything from you. It's just I'm creating a certain vibration around me that attracts people to me in a certain way. And that's different than how they're connecting to you because you're still in a victim vibration. And I could just see that this is the dynamics happening. Neither of us are wrong, right, bad, good. It's just this is how the universe works, right? And so just being like, there's a combination, and Tia, what you're speaking to, there's a combination of looking at and being willing to just be honest with yourself. Is there a place where I'm being selfish, where I'm being narcissistic? Look at my own shadow, like being willing to be responsible and look at our own shadows, because we all have them. We're not wrong or bad for having them. We all have them at any level of our enlightenment. We still have our shadows, right? Like the brighter the light gets, the more there's a shadow on this side. Like we all always will have our shadows. And that is our constant work to be doing here on this planet, is cleansing ourselves, our energetic hygiene, looking at our shadows, new and new layers as we go up the spiral. We never finish that work. And embracing that, we're never 100% enlightened. We're never 100% perfect. If someone's reflecting back to us something, there's always an opportunity to look within and to say, is there a place in me that is being, my shadow is expressing through me in a way that's harming someone else that I can be responsible for, right? And also with that, while I'm taking responsibility and I'm not blaming them, I also can say, what in what they're saying feels like it's just a projection on me. What in what they're saying I see is their circumstances, but their internal world is better. What is their internal world and stories that I see how they live in a world where nobody likes them. I see how they live in a world where this is the and you know, because people are telling you. So if you have a friend that's constantly complaining about how they have no friends and no one likes them, it's like, I mean, you're making it really hard for me to like you right now. You're telling me this story and is reinforcing it, right? And then I start to feel like, even if I do like you, because of your story that nobody likes you, you're not going to let me like you. And you're going to make me into the villain in your story because you make everyone into the villain in your story. And then I don't want to be close to you. And then it makes happen the thing that they say happens. Right. So we all create with our words and our energy and reinforce our stories. So you can also see where people are projecting onto you maybe, and it's not really yours, that you just look at it and you go, is this my shadow that I need to take responsibility for? And where am I being projected onto? And you feel into, and you distinguish those two. And as much as you can, you apologize, you take responsibility for what's there to take responsibility for, and you let it go. Then you just let it go. You let them choose what they choose. You let them be as close to you as they want to be, or as far away from you as they want to be. That's their choice. None of us have to have anyone else in our worlds, right? Including other people. They don't have to have you in their world. So it's that was a whole thing that
just an example of what you're saying is 100% true in my surrounding environment. So with everything's happening in Lebanon, like when they see people actually happy, for example, like if I'm happy for some reason, they'll be like, what is there anything to be happy about? And why are you happy? Don't you see this and that? And for example, one of the people I know once said, you are a loss of oxygen because you aren't even living on this place. And I was like, please stop doing this. Like, you don't know anything about where I'm living or what I'm having. Just the idea of seeing someone happy, like sometimes is really provoking to a lot of people. And I really understand what you're saying, like on a very deeper level, because I that's kind of the surrounding here. Unfortunately. Yeah.
And that's why we are the light workers. We're the ones that are brave, that are bold, that are choosing to state what you say at the very beginning of this, that just gave me full body chills. I've had off and on through this whole conversation of like, I will shine my light and nothing.
Yes, I will.
I will keep my own environment clean, keep my own bubble full of light and of
Yes.
magic. I'm responsible and I'm able to do that. And I do that for myself. And I will.
And I
shine.
deserve this.
And I deserve this.
Yes.
I
do.
deserve this. I am worthy of this.
And I'm
Ah.
working for this because that's the main, I'm working for myself and for my improvement. And yes, I deserve this. And thank you.
Yes.
That's all from my side. Have a nice evening. Or day, I guess, at your place. Yeah.
Yeah, for me it's day. All right.
Yeah.
I want to share this song in here. It's one of my favorite songs. That was my mantra song for a while when I moved to La Ecovia. Rising in Love by Fia. And there is a lyric that says, I know that I am worthy, worthy of it all. The wonder and the magic, all I'm dreaming of. And this is a new day of living, a world waking up. We are rising in love. And that was my mantra every day. And I just was embodying, I know that I am worthy, worthy of it all, the wonder and the magic, and all I'm dreaming of. So you are worthy, my friends, my loves. Okay. Ruth, is she still in here? There you go. You had your hand up and I haven't heard your voice yet. Come on in.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
I'm celebrating the road that brought me to spend this fortnight with you.
Yes.
I am a happy person, but I so much enjoyed your energy and all your guests, and I must apologize. I don't use Facebook and I'm very slow at typing, so I'm not participating. I'm just nodding and feeling, and I'm sorry about that. Sorry also.
No apologies, Ruth. I appreciate the explanation. And we have been receiving you in the field. I have been seeing you visually in the gallery, feeling your energy, your smile, your radiance, your happiness. It just exudes from you. And I so feel it.
I'm happy. I'm a happy 73 years old, retired psychologist. And my happiness was always too much for almost everyone around me. Really. So now I have grandchildren. I'm trying to be happy for them, trying to make the world better. I pray for Mother Earth. I do.
That's so beautiful. I see it and I feel it. And you have these like sparkly eyes. You guys see that? Like she just has like the most sparkly eyes. I want you to be my grandma. Will you be my grandma? I feel like, where do you live, Ruth? Where do you live?
Well, a little bit southern of Lebanon. I'm on GMT +2 in Israel.
Okay, in Israel, amazing. I have some Israeli friends here. There's a lot of Israelis that come to and live in Costa Rica, I've discovered.
Yes, that's true. Yes.
It seems to be. I don't know exactly the connection, but I've definitely met some amazing, beautiful Israelis here. It's been such a pleasure. Such a resonance. So lovely. And I'm just like really enjoying taking in your surroundings too. I see those beautiful like antique paintings in the back. I just feel like you just have this like aura of just, yeah. It's so good. It's just like elegance and antiques.
My son and my daughter-in-law on the wall.
Oh, beautiful. Wow, well, I am celebrating you, Ruth. I am celebrating. You said 72? Oh my gosh.
No, 73 now, almost.
Oh, okay, almost 73, but amazing, beautiful.
I must tell you that because of the confinement, I started to wake up. And I learned about so many healing modalities that I'm now 2 years or 3 later, 15 years stronger than I was when I retired, really. With all sorts of things like tuning forks, the pyramid.
Yeah, so everyone's like, what is that pyramid? Let us know, like you're sitting, it's like attached to the chair.
The pyramid is sacred geometry. There's something in this angle that gives energy.
Yes. And is it like a chair? Is it?
It's a regular chair.
Oh, it's a regular chair. I wasn't sure. It almost looked for a second like it was
It's made of plastic pipes. I mean, you just have to know the measurements and one can make it oneself.
Yeah, to sit inside your own. We were talking about energy bubble, but you have an energy pyramid. I have my argon
Aha.
crystal
Yes.
pyramid.
Well, some pyramids have capstones, but it was. I didn't buy mine. It's the geometry that works and not the thing on the top.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be too like fancy.
It enhances. It enhances depending on what crystals are in the capstone. But I don't have one, so I can't show it to you. I only have the pipes.
Yeah, that's amazing. I love that you've been connecting with all of these magical things that are helping support you and bring, because I feel like we really can reverse engineer aging.
Yes, I believe so.
Really, I mean, okay, so I had to do something last night, working on something, uploading my passport picture, like my passport. And I took my passport picture in 2014. Okay, so it's been a little while. And I looked at my picture and I was like, was that even me? But I feel like I've gotten younger since 2014. Like that was 10 years ago, but my face is bloated. I was like, my energy was heavier. I'm like, whoa, I could see the shift in transformation in how I am now. And I feel like I've gotten younger. Like
it's all in the vibes. Really, it is. I know that now.
And there's science behind it too. They've been looking at, right? There's chronological age, just how many years you've been alive. But then there is also, what is the other metric? Oh, I can remember right now, but there's basically the sort of like the toll that life has taken on your body kind of thing. And there's a word for it that's not coming to me at this moment, but I'll look it up. But yeah, it basically, and that is what you can actually reverse engineer. You can actually rejuvenate your DNA, your cells, all the things that actually control aging in your body, and biological age. Yeah, so there's like chronological age, yeah, biological age, yeah, that's right, Joanne. So our biological age, we can actually reverse or stop by infusing our bodies and healing ourselves with so many different modalities, with energy and with all of the things. But it starts. I
have an aim in life to live up to the weddings of my granddaughters.
I love that. Oh, I love that.
The last one is only 8 months old.
Mm-hmm.
We'll
all
see.
right, you got this. You've got this. My grandmother, my father's mother, she lives in Japan. She lives in the west part of Tokyo in Japan. And she's turning 100 this year, 2000.
Yeah, there's something about some regions in Japan that's well known.
And she's like the smallest, I think she's like barely 4 foot, like 1 or something. She's this teeny tiny little woman. She's this little Japanese lady. She's so cute. And every time I've seen her, I've been there a few times in my adult years and throughout my childhood, but especially in my adult years, in these last few years, she just emanates such joy and love. She has the biggest beaming smile. I don't speak Japanese really, so I've never been able to really have a full conversation with my grandmother because I don't speak her language. And so yet our hearts communicate, and her smile and her love, she just beams it off of her. And it's just like, such, and I can see like that is her open heart, because you guys, these open heart that we were talking about earlier with Joanne, right? That's the secret to your biological age reversing. That's the secret. It's life force energy, it's prana, it's chi, all of that, and keeping that open and flowing. That's where our life force comes from, that the number of years start to become irrelevant because we are simply living in life force energy, and it's not artificially blocked or held back or constricted by things that constrict it, by negative thoughts, by unhealthy eating, unhealthy living, right? Like when you allow the life force energy to move through you, you naturally want to eat a live food that resonates in the vibration you are. It's not even difficult, right? You naturally want to go for a walk on the beach and skip and dance and sing. Like exercise. Like I just never have. Honestly, I dance, I move, I play, I swim, right? For me to exercise, to go to the gym, and the few times I've tried to make myself, it doesn't stick. I can't just exercise for exercising's sake. No, but I can go to a dance and dance at like my heart out for 6 hours straight. Right? That's my exercise. And it is ecstatic the whole time. And I'm in full flow and enjoying my body. Right? So when you're full of life force energy and the chi is moving freely through you, which is also part of my life's work, Gene Key 40 is also about opening and activating the life force chi and cultivating that. And then age is irrelevant. So thank you, Ruth. Thank you for bringing that into this space. Thank you for inspiring us all. We all, I think I definitely do want to be a grandma like you. And I just so love you and appreciate you. Thank you for being here in this immersion, in this space. I look forward to continuing to connect with you. What's the best way, since you don't really do Facebook and whatnot, Ruth? What's the best way? Is it email? How can I let you know when we're going to have another Zoom that you can come to? Or
email is fine.
Email's good?
I don't use maybe a WhatsApp, but no, email is fine.
Email's fine. Okay. So yeah. So I mean, and I'll do that. I'll announce it.
Although sometimes it goes into the
spam,
into the other mail.
Yeah, into the junk or the spam mail.
I'll be looking for it.
But yes, I think you can go and you can like favorite or whitelist my email address, mayumi@mayumiessence.com. So that way anything you receive from me, it knows is not spam.
I try to learn.
I think there's a way, even just by dragging it into your inbox, if you just like click it and drag it, or like there's sometimes a button that says mark as not spam or not mark is not junk.
Today's message was in the primary, so maybe I did something right.
Okay, good. So just keep an eye on that, because I would so love to be able to have you in our future Zooms and things. So yes, thank you. Ruth, do you want to tell us what your email address is?
Yes.
Well, I mean, if you want to, we can put it. Tia was just asking to keep in touch because she was wanting to keep in touch with you.
I'll try to type it in the chat. Okay.
Try to type it in the chat. Yeah.
I'll try.
You can take your time. We still have a little while. Okay, love you. All right, Tiffany, what would you like to share today, Tiffany? And then I want to bring on some people that haven't shared yet.
First off, I wanted to say I totally agree with Tia. Like this, I don't know, like all of you guys have been just so supportive and like so amazing and just so loving and opening, like open, not opening, but like, yeah, this is a sisterhood that I've never experienced before. It actually started with Annie's challenge and moved to Jay Nicole's, and now we're here. And a lot of us have gone through the same challenges and whatnot, but like getting to see everybody and connect with everybody has just been like, life-changing, you know, like I've never had this before, ever. Yeah, so I just wanted to say that. But I wanted to say Ralph Smart, with what y'all are talking about a few seconds ago. Ralph Smart, I don't know if any of you are familiar with him. He's a YouTuber, but he talks about angel time and demon time. Living on angel time, look like we all look so young. And then demon time is like on the other side where you're not taking care of yourself and you are always the victim and whatnot. You look much older. And I've seen in my pictures like 10, 15 years ago, I look way older than I do now, you know? So I just wanted to say that. But the reason why I raised my hand is because of Alisar. It brought up a lot of emotion in me when I saw her talking and when I heard her. You know, living in Florida is nothing like living where she's living. And I wanted to say, like, I understand only because of, you know, I was in a toxic situation living with my parents. And my parents were abusive and they were very toxic. They were very, I wouldn't say religious, but they say that they're religious. They don't go to church or anything, you know what I mean? So like yoga and meditation is of the demon and of the devil, and you can't do it. And people that do energy work are just quacks. So I was really sick. Not that long ago, I was really sick, and I had been struggling with Crohn's disease for over a decade. And I was constantly in and out of the hospital. Like every 2 days, I'd get out of the hospital, come home, and then I'd end up back in the hospital and get admitted again. So that went on for 13 years of my life, just spending it in the hospital. And my parents were always very negative and abusive and constantly telling me, like, you should just die already, and telling me that my son would be better off if I wasn't here, and just a lot of really painful things, and constantly saying that I'm worthless and I'm hopeless and I'm helpless. So it's like, I thought that I was going to be stuck in that situation for the rest of my life, and that I would never be able to move out. But then I had a spiritual awakening, and I found like manifestation. And I just stayed in my little bubble in my room. I had all of my crystals, and I did like my incense, even though I wasn't allowed to. I had to do it whenever they were out of the house for a while. And I just immersed myself with YouTubers like Annie. That's how I discovered Annie. And I know like the 5 people you spend the most time with, you become. So I tried to spend all of my time with people that are working on themselves. Even though I couldn't be with them in person, I was constantly on my computer trying to find like-minded souls such as yourself who wanted to better themselves and do this work. And I started a 369 journal, and I didn't see any way out of being able to get away from my parents and get out of that situation. But about a month after starting this journal, this 369 journal, and writing about it, my sister called me and told me that she left her abusive boyfriend and moved out of state, and had $50,000 and wanted to move me and my son out of state. So that's what we did. Yeah. Within a month, I'm 34 years old now, and that was what I was like 32 years old, and I never saw a way out, but a way out just appeared out of thin air, And yeah, I mean, I came back to Florida and ended up in another toxic situation, which most of you know about, and I left the boyfriend. But my parents have changed, like since moving to Tennessee. I'm no longer sick at all. Since moving to Tennessee, I've been able to set boundaries with my parents and with my family. Since moving to Tennessee, I've been doing the energy work, the healing, the inner work, and everyone around me that says it's of the devil are right now. They don't do it themselves, but they see that I am doing amazingly well. Like I don't go to doctors. I don't take medicines. The Crohn's doesn't have a cure. And I'm doing amazing. Like I've been on my deathbed 13 times. Like I've been told you're not going to make it. You only have 2 weeks to live. But here I am, and I'm not sick anymore. Like I'm doing amazing. I have so much energy, and people around me are seeing that and starting to change. So now I'm living with my cousins, and I'm having all these amazing inspirations through this group and through the other challenges, and making breakthroughs and finding my blocks and getting rid of them. And I see this amazing, beautiful future coming forward where me and my son can be independent and not have to go, to someone else's house to stay on the couch. So I just wanted to say I love you all, and thank you for making this such a safe container where I can share myself and share my experiences. And I just love you all so very much.
Wow, Tiffany, I'm crying. Y'all crying, I'm crying. Like, here comes the tear. Oh, what a story, my love. Oh, my heart. I am so incredibly in awe of you, your strength, your resilience, you pulling yourself out of that, like to have those messages and those thoughts from such incredibly abusive parents, like the strength of your spirit. And I'm so present to you're here for such a big purpose. You're just beginning. You're just getting started. You're just opening up to your magic, committing to yourself and who you can impact and the power that you can bring with your story, with your own transformation, as you continue to own it, develop, deepen, and expand in your service. You can make such a difference and heal so many people on this planet. Show them the way through, give them hope that when they are you, when they are the person that is stuck in their bedroom in a toxic situation, that it is possible. It is possible to get out. It is possible to manifest a new reality for yourself, even when you were at the lowest of the low. Wow, so proud of you. So proud, and thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for being so vulnerable with us and really allowing us to receive you. Let's just give her some love. Whew. Love and honor to you, Tiffany. Sending you so much love. So proud of you and holding for you that future where you are independent, where you are thriving and giving your gifts to the world and healing others and in showing them the way, and you are being richly, prosperously supported in abundance for you and your son, living the life of your dreams and travel in Costa Rica and all the different places your heart calls you to go in service to humanity. I feel how much the divine wants to move through you, wants to use you as a channel of healing, and how your soul has committed to being here for a really big purpose. People with the deepest stories, the hardest times, they also have the opportunity to live such big lives and have such amazing, profound impacts and a beautiful legacy of love. Oh, and so it is.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
See you. And you and me, we are going to be dancing on the beach here in Costa Rica. I feel it.
Oh, I know it. I know it.
It's coming. It is coming. Thank you, love.
Thank you.
Christy, I'm feeling called to you right now. You're on video, which you aren't always. I really wanted to hear your voice. You come share. Are you willing to come share with us? No, that's a lot to follow the energy, but
Hello.
hello.
Oh, Tiffany, I love you so much. I don't know if I can really speak right now. My heart is just cracked open. I love you so much, Tiffany. And I haven't engaged much. It's a lot, maybe for a projector, I don't know. And yet without, even with my lack of engagement, I'm still gaining that sisterhood. And this is just such a beautiful, magical container. And I'm just so blessed and honored to be here. And I'm really weepy right now because Tiffany has just cracked me all the way open. And I love all of you so much. And I'm so grateful and honored to be here. And I'll probably come back when I'm when I'm not so emotional. Thank you so much for sharing. All of you, thank you for sharing. It's just touching my heart in so many ways. And I feel like I'm gaining beautiful connections and relationships, and for not really engaging, I feel so extra blessed and honored to be receiving this. So just thank you all. I've loved spending this time. I'm really still emotional, so I apologize.
I understand. I think I felt your heart though. I felt your heart expansion and my energy just was called to you. And your red light there is like so fun. I love it.
It was more than just red, but my cat was chewing on it, so it's just red now. She was helping me out with that whole red light immersion.
Yes, there you go. Thank you. Yeah. I just want to say never apologize for being emotional, for letting us feel your heart. I know my heart's cracked open by Tiffany's share, and I think all of us. And thank you for being here and witnessing and just sharing how this has impacted you. I really appreciate just hearing that. It means the world to me. And it reminds me that there are so many people that have been watching the replay, that have been in the Facebook group, that have been here live, that may not have been so active on camera in the chat, but are still receiving so much. And just because I haven't heard it yet doesn't mean that they haven't been receiving. And that really, so thank you, because I feel like that I am just claiming that your voice now is presencing and bringing everyone into this space that has been receiving so much from this now and into the future. People who might hear about this from a friend or from something, by the replay bundle, be receiving this months down the road, next year, who knows? Just everyone that is in this space, I'm just feeling them in this limitless, no time, no space dimension. Everyone who has been a recipient of this energy in a way that is allowing their life to be uplifted, their magical essence to be activated, their hearts to be opened. Bringing your voice and energies into here, into this space, giving you love and acknowledgement. If that is you, thank you. Thank you for receiving. Being willing to receive the magic, filling up your bubble with this energy. That's what turns your light on, so that you go out and you shine in the world and let others receive of your magical essence. Yes, thank you. Tej, I saw it too. I noticed it was 11:33 in like 33 seconds. So I just want to ask Cecile, are you available to share, just because I haven't heard your voice yet and you've been here so long. So I'm just inviting you, if it is available, either audio or audio and video, for you to just say hello, share a little bit. And if you're in the middle of something now and just tuning in and listening or paused, then I understand, no pressure. Just know that you're available, that you are welcomed and invited to share in this space. And if you want to raise your hand at any point that you are available, then I would so love to bring you up. Wait, let's see. Did we just get the, okay. Just, there we go.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi, baby.
Car.
I'm driving, so I
Okay.
stopped somewhere. I'm just gonna stop the. Yeah, so I wanted to speak today to say thank you very much for all the time and effort you put in that event. Seriously, it really unlocked something inside of me, you know, because I've been doing spiritual work since last April, you know, but I was still kind of not feeling ready, you know, to be at my fullest potential. And during that week, everything seems like it dissolved. And then I contacted old potential clients that I never, you know, I thought I wasn't ready for them. And then I called, and then things started to unlock, you know, I just started to do things naturally, when before I was like, oh no, I'm not ready. Oh no, it's too much. Oh no, if I do that, I will not have enough time for my family, da 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 da. So everything just unlocked, you know, naturally. And that's really powerful, seriously. So thank you so much for all this, you know, because I know things are just starting to fall like that, natural. So thank you for that. I wish I could come to Costa Rica, because I've already been, you know, but I didn't enjoy, you know, nature, everything, the space. So, but this time I can, because I already have other stuff. But definitely I want to stay in touch. So when I can, I, you know, find some place to put my baby, with my child, with my family, everything, and then I will come for sure. Like, I want to come.
Yes, please. You're so invited. Would so love to have you come. Understand on this particular timing, maybe if that's not in alignment. Totally feel that. Thank you. And absolutely, it's a open invitation, and we'll be having more events. And I love it here. I'm a resident here. I've legally applied. I've been here for years. My daughter was born here, so she's a citizen here. So I know that Costa Rica, and actually you guys, okay, I'm going to go into my celebration here in just a second, but yes, like I'm going to be here and hosting retreats here ongoing. And so those of you that can't come to this first one, the next ones, they're just going to keep getting better and better, because that's just how life works, right? So I just get to keep doing more and more and expanding. So absolutely stay connected in the community and keep your voice here, keep your presence, come and enjoy other offerings that I do, that we do. Would so love to see you and feel you. So
yes, for sure. For sure.
Amazing. Thank you. And thank you for sharing your breakthrough. Thank you for sharing how you were inspired to like naturally reach out to this past client. Like, this is the prosperity upgrades, right? It's not because we're like, it's not necessarily, I mean, it can include lots of ways, but it is this unlocking naturally. I love that everything just unlocked naturally. When you allow, again, that life force energy just to flow, when you are just rooted in your natural magical essence, freely, openly, without those constraints and all those things, you just hear those intuitive voices that say, contact this person. Those voices that told you that you can't do it because you don't have time or you're not ready. Those are actually just false voices. You don't have to give them any weight or credence. And actually your soul is saying, yes, there is a way that I can serve with this person and I am called to do so. And I just say yes to it. And then all those considerations, they move out of the way.
Exactly. And I think that I did a lot of like work, around my heart chakra. And it wasn't enough because I never really worked the root. And I think that's where it was, stuck. I wasn't feeling secure enough. And when we did all this work, like the fears, they dissolved, so I think that's what was missing.
It's so, that's so powerful, right? Sometimes we're like, oh, my throat chakra is blocked. Like, I just need to work my throat chakra so I can speak my truth. But maybe it's actually something in the root chakra, the sacral, like there might be someplace that we don't see that is actually where the constraint is. And we keep focusing on where it looks obvious that it should be related to. Oh, like I must be blocked in love. I'm having a problem in my love relationship. It must be my heart chakra. But maybe if I don't feel safe in my relationship, of course my heart's not going to open. Right?
Exactly.
And so building that safety is like number one. So I really appreciate that reflection, Cecilia, because it feels like it really affirms for me like the approach of really moving through systematically all chakras, all energy pieces, and then all aspects of your being, which we'll really do in the program. Because we are holistic supports and we just don't know where something is hiding.
Exactly. So it's better to work everything. So like that, we're sure that we have it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Michelle, all the chakras are connected ultimately, right? We're all actually one aligned being, one chakra to speak of. And then there's even more, like Lacey mentioned, there's also the full 12 chakra growth system, which is a whole nother deepening and expansion into the chakras. But for something like this, it's simpler just to hold the 7 personal chakras to start there to work with. So thank you for
it's a good beginning.
Yes, it is. It's perfect. Amazing. Thank you for pausing in your driving or where you were going so that you could share with us. I didn't know, I had no idea.
I'm preparing my trip to Martinique to see my family. So I was buying some stuff, to bring back.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And I have to do it before the snowstorm.
Snowstorm coming in because you're in Canada, right? Are you in Montreal?
I'm Canada, Quebec City. So it's even colder. So a snowstorm is supposed to come. So I'm doing everything quick before,
Gotcha.
So,
oh my gosh. Well, thank you even more for pausing as you're in a hurry to beat the snowstorm.
I'm done. I'm going back to my studio now. So I'm done. It's good.
Okay, good. Perfect. Well, thank you for bringing us with us. Yes, Alana is there. She's in Canada as well. And now, Cecile, I noticed you were commenting. Did you find me through Ashley?
Yes.
Familiar with that? Okay. Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, because she posted it in January, beginning of January. So I signed up. I didn't even look what it was. I said,
You're just like, yes, I resonate. I love that. I've been getting
I love Ashley so much. I love the voice alchemy that she's doing, and I want to do it with her, like private. But I knew that it would be something like we have a good connection, so I knew I would love what
Yeah.
you offer anyway.
Amazing,
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
Wow, thank you so much. It's so fun to hear where you
Yes,
guys all
thank
came
you.
from.
Yes,
So thank you. Have a beautiful day and good luck in your snowstorm.
okay, thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, so let's see, as we are getting ready, we should probably start wrapping up, but is there, who else wants to share? I think we can take maybe one or two more, depending on how long we go today. There's a few people that I see that haven't shared yet, or at least not today. I think that's pretty much everyone that I haven't heard from at all yet. So yay. Rowena, you're the only other one in here that I don't think that we've actually had the opportunity to hear from you. So if you are available and interested in really come on and share with us, I invite you. I'll just let you unmute here. So if that's available and safe, if you are driving or with a lot of people and you can't do it, I understand. So a lot of people like, and I do that too, just put in my earbuds and kind of need to go about my life, but just want to stay connected to the energy. So just know, again, raise your hand or just unmute. You're welcome in this space. Is there anyone else here today that is feeling inspired to, even if it's just a quick share, what are you celebrating? What are you celebrating today and taking forward into your life?
I can speak up. I just wanted to say hello. My Yumi, is that okay?
Yes.
Hi, everybody. I know I've spoken before. I'll keep it brief. I just wanted to honor the sisterhood, and especially like Tiffany's sister. That really moved me, that when she got some inflow and then she shared it with her sister. It's really touching that, when we reach out and support each other and lift each other up, that is a ripple effect that goes beyond our individual selves. And I feel like Mayumi, your energy, I just wanted to celebrate you particularly. I love you so much. And can you believe we've not met in person? Can you believe like it's just all Zoom that we're all connecting? Like, this is incredible across oceans. And, for years during the pandemic, I prayed to the Indian deity called Hanuman, which is a monkey from the Varna group, which are part monkeys, which is sort of like, to me, if you want to say all these metaphors, is this evolution of, we are animals, we are human beings having this spiritual experience. And I'm very connected in my human. And I also had journeyed through some abuse in my past, and it ricochets, and I keep thinking I'm done with it, and oppression and victim roles. But I know that so many people, we journey in and out of those cycles throughout our life in different modalities, whether that be through family members, through losses, through grief, depression, mental health, like it just goes on. And that's our human managing the spiritual realm as well, because we still haven't navigated those bridges between how we will leap across the ocean like Hanuman did. He's this god that, he had to be reminded of his gift. And that's what we're doing here, is we're reminding ourselves. And even though Tiffany reminded me, I don't know, I have to go to a business meeting right away, but at noon. So I just wanted to come on and say, I am celebrating each and every one of you through Mayumi's generosity of spirit and her powers, her special powers, her special gifts, and wanting to share. She's lit that torch for all of us in this particular container. And I just magnetized to her. I'm going to my business container. It's called magnetic, because it's like the magnetism that, look at that smile. Oh my God, how beautiful you are. I have to say, you're beautiful. Like, I love watching you. I'm a visual artist. So, and each and every one of you, if, when you're highlighted, I can do that with you too, into the field. And I'm learning, that's my gift. So I'm celebrating that gift and that learning. And Mayumi was really celebrating too, in terms of like when we first met on our one-on-one, she was like, you deserve this, you deserve that, you deserve, and I was like, who's this woman? Like, she's telling me what did she say? I'm gonna imitate her, looking around. What are you talking about? Yeah, do that, Mayumi. That's her special dance. She's an ecstatic dancer, but she's also like, you know, a little bit like egoless in a way. Like, she's like, what, me? I'm not doing anything. And it's like beautiful. It's beautiful for us to shed our egos and not to think so much about, you know, sometimes our stories, like I'm very caught up in myself, really. I'm really got a lot of money wounds and a lot of things. I mean, I just want to talk about, like, let's talk more about me. Like, I need to talk about me. It's like, no, you don't actually. You need to listen. So I've been enjoying listening all morning. I'm thanking you. I'm celebrating you. I start off a little because I'm late for you, Mayumi. I got your email. I need a few things. So I figured out I have Deborah Silverman too in April. So I'm like, I have to make sure it's not a conflict before I put, like, I'm very detailed and I'm very like, I'm nervous about, like, okay, I have to make sure it's this and this and this. And today you're like cracking my heart open, like, no, you don't. Just jump in. Just like do it. Stop it.
Jump in. Whatever it is your heart's calling to you, all of you, jump first, logistics later. Logistics sort themselves when you give your heart, your word, and your commitment. Like the sea parts, the mountains move. It works when you commit where your heart is leading you. That's the secret. Oh my gosh, you guys, if you read my email this morning, so what I said yesterday, and then Joanne was so sweet as to make it a post in the Facebook group, and I cracked myself up. I was like, did I say that? Like, I don't even know what I say when I'm here. It just transmits, right? So I was like, did I say that when it was the part about like being terrified, right? I was talking with you, Tiffany, I think, and I was like, oh, good, you're terrified. Yes, like that is great. Now transform that fear, transform that into anticipation. Because on the other side of that, that's your yes. That's where miracles happen, is on the other side of that. Get through that and transform your relationship to those nervousness and those tickles, right? Tingles. And,
yeah, exactly.
And so when our mind is like, oh, I have to sort out these logistics and what's the right thing, and does this work and does this work? Like, it'll work. It'll work if you say it works. That's your power of declaration. That's the power of your word. You say, I'm committed to this. I'm committed that it works. And you guys, I have the most amazing stories of like, that is how I did what I did with my relationship with my husband recently. I was like, this relationship is going to work and I'm going to be all in. And I really did not see, I have to be so honest, I did not see a way. I was like, he's this way, I'm this way. He needs this, I need this. It's been conflicting for a decade. How are we going to resolve it this month in November 2022? Like, I don't understand what's different now. I don't even see anything that's different necessarily, but my heart is saying it's going to work. So I just gave my word. I was like, this will work. It will happen. Mountains will move. We will find a way because I say we will, because he says we will. And we will hold that, and we will fight our demons, and we will transform our hearts. We will go where it is terrifying to go. My body was terrified to open up to him. I had so much trauma in our relationship. I was terrified, like literally like shaking and crying and like full nervous system breakdowns at times over that month, at rewiring my nervous system and learning to create safety again with him. And it worked because I said it was going to work.
I believe you. I feel like that's like declaration, just saying yes. And I've kind of said yes, but then I'm noticing like there's sometimes with me, it's just my personal karma. It's karma, not dharma. Like my heart's with you. I'm there. I'm already a yes. 100%.
I know. I feel it. I feel the wiggle. I feel like, oh, I feel her considerations. And I'm like, I sense into it. I'm like, she's here. I feel the timeline. I feel the moment in time that's in the future. But
can you please tell the date? Like I know you haven't. I was searching. Can you say the dates for the retreat out loud?
March. Okay, for all
March.
Of you. March 2nd, 3
to 9
to 9.
To the 9. Okay, perfect. Because I think that'll work. Because I think Deborah Summerman's in April. So I really needed to hear that. That was my whole goal for today. I need to hear those dates so I can make sure I can. Like, there's lots of little things like that in life that, you know, I don't think we should discard our intuition. And I think sometimes like creating that foundation of trust, but then like Tiffany's sister saying, like, the support comes, like Mayumi's saying, the shaking, the whatever, the doubts. Like, I think it's really part of the process. And in our discussion, we talked about that, or maybe in a couple other discussions, we talked about how sometimes, you know, like Ram Dass had to go like all the way to India, like, you know, all through the things for the guru to tell him, do these things, you know, it's like, okay, it's almost like sometimes the walk through the fire, you know, all the trials and tribulations that the great ones, the great teachers have gone through, we going through our own, exactly how you're describing, Mayumi, and the fact that you share that so openly. And I mean, I still have fears for you, I have to admit. I'm the protector spirit, I'm the one who's like, I don't know, I'm pretty skeptical, but that comes from like a lot of experience of my own, like really like scratching up my body and my heart and my wounds. And so I'm a little bit guarded still, but I'm today in this celebration, I can still feel, like you said, the wiggles and but that's part of my own process. And that's not what I'm celebrating. I'm celebrating that, knowing that Hanuman made that leap and he brought the people back to life. And you know, we're still reminding ourselves, and this whole process is that for me. And I love you all. And, you know, wish me luck in all your ways. Please send me prayers so that I can support my sister. I'm thinking that when I support her, I'm supporting her children, I'm supporting her family, I'm supporting all of you, because she just gives it back manifold 10 times. And that's how I'm seeing the money. I'm not seeing it as a, you know, a guilty pleasure of going to Costa Rica, just me. I'm really seeing it as mother, like Joan said, we're going to be planting trees. We will be giving it back forward. And when we survive this abuse, we are lifting our sisters up because we are worthy. Yeah. That's
You
good.
are
That's it for me,
your
kids.
light creates ripple effects. Thank you, Ilana. Your light creates, all of you, ripple effects in the world. Investing in yourself, in your own light, in your own magical essence being activated, whatever way those investments are coming, whether they're financial, all the time you all have invested, which is our most precious resources, time, right? And so investing all this time that you've spent in yourselves, in our container, in our sisterhood, in this immersion, all of that, you can see the ripple effects out into the world, like what Joanne and I were talking about at the very, very beginning of this conversation, right? When she was talking about her friend that came over and the way we were discussing, like when you are this light lit up being, you really do bring this positive atmosphere and your gifts and your service, and you light up the world, and you never know who you're going to be, who you're going to create, like what you're going to create, and who else you're going to inspire and what they're going to create. I may personally only go so far in my own light career, whatever, but somebody along the way I may inspire may end up being a superstar. And it might be because they did a free immersion that I never got paid anything for, and it lit them up. And that's why I do it. I do it for your light. I do it for everyone's light, so that everyone gets lit up and you get to give your full gifts to the world that needs you. We all see this. We all see this world that needs us. It needs our light. It needs our gift. Mother Earth is calling for us to awaken, to bring more consciousness, to bring more love, to bring more sustainability, to bring more commitment to each other, to our families, to the world itself. And the more that we light ourselves up, the bigger a vibrational field we can hold for others and for the worth. And the higher, like if you've seen, have you guys ever seen like kind of the list from another powerful book? This is another one, Power versus Force by David Hawkins. And David Hawkins created this like energetic, right, of what resonant level, what vibrational level all of these different emotions are on, right? And you've seen that, probably most of you list. And so the higher, the beautiful thing in this, the beautiful thing, you guys, is the higher your vibrational level is, the more power it has. It's exponentially more powerful. So it takes one person at the top of the power of embodying unconditional love, as Gene Keys puts it, being in the city states. It takes one person holding that vibrational frequency to offset like 1,000 down in guilt and shame and blame, right? So this is how we make a difference in the world, is we don't need equal amounts of people, as there are people that are still in those vibrations and frequencies, but we need the few that are willing to go all the way up. Alana, I see you. Thank you. Alana, get your deposit in, put your money where your mouth is and your heart is. All right. Not for my sake, it's not a ton of money, but for your sake, for you to commit to you. All right. I love you, sister. All right. So we only need just a few of us to be able to hold this frequency. And each one of us, when we activate ourselves and we activate another and we support ourselves in sisterhood and holding this frequency together, we do make powerful ripples in the world just by being in it. This is my cup, and this I center myself every day. You make the world a better place by being in it. Just that, just being. You don't even have to do anything. You don't even have to create a project. You don't even have to. Your beingness. When people go to gurus, they don't go to gurus because they're doing some amazing project. They go to gurus because they sit on a mountain embodying such an intense, powerful field that people flock to them, right? Because of their beingness. This is how I believe Jesus healed, and everyone has always healed, is they hold such a high vibrational frequency that when anyone comes into and is touched by them, even not physically, even energetically, their frequency touches them, it clears out your field, and anything that's not in alignment with that highest level of truth leaves. And that's how Jesus was able to have the deaf hear and the lame to walk. It's because they would come into his frequency. And then in that frequency, anything that was not of their true nature was let go of, and they were brought into alignment. And then whatever the physical manifestation was of whatever that out of alignment had been cleared, and all of a sudden they're fine, right? This is how we create miracles in ourselves and in our life. So that is what I am inspired to leave you with all here. And I also just want to share on my own celebration. Alana, I don't know if you're here at all to hear this. But my own celebration of manifestations is my husband just told me last night that this week, while we've been doing this container and he's been being with the kids these last 2 weeks, he's been an amazing support with our children. And so while he has been holding all of this space and he's been receiving the energetic frequency just from being in my field and all of this, he has manifested I told you yesterday about the boat, right? So he's manifested a free sailboat being gifted to him. He only pays a few $1,000s for it. And so he has a free sailboat coming in that and he told me last night that he'd love to take all of the beautiful ladies out on his sailboat when you come for a retreat. So the retreat's going to include a trip out in the sailboat. And then he also is manifesting a condo. We didn't even really have it I didn't have it that we were actually going to purchase anything. We had decided to wait for a while to purchase something. And we went and toured a couple of days ago. He's like, hey, come with me. My realtor has this condo that I want to see. And I just feel called to it. I was like, okay, let me come see it with you. Well, he's feeling called, like that's the one. It's the perfect place. You guys, it has an ocean view. It's on the 6th floor. The patio, you can see right out to the west, to the ocean, to the sunset in like one of our favorite areas of Paco. And he is going to buy this condo for himself and our family and have a place that is our own. That we sold our house in Ecovia earlier this year, and we've been renting, and we were like just going to stay renting because we weren't sure if we're going to live here or California or where Spirit's calling us. And he's feeling called to buy this condo into St. Roots. And I am just like so in awe and amazement at how he is like moving forward and manifesting and providing for me and our family. And like he has 2 new business. He started doing business coaching, actually in the course of our relationship coaching we were doing, not even about business. In the course of our relationship coaching, he started working on himself and his own masculinity and holding a stronger container and holding a stronger masculine. He had 2 clients out of the blue contact him, which has never before happened in his career. He had 2 clients contact him out of the blue, interested in hiring his company for services that could be, tens of thousands of dollars a year in contracts that he has done. Like this work that we do, when we do it in ourselves, miracles start happening, things start manifesting, prosperity is magnetized to us, right? And especially like, it's this feminine aspect, I feel like, of manifestation is magnetization. where you just simply rest in the beingness and essence of who you are. And especially human design is where I really started to learn this concept that generators specifically, but I think it goes for all beings, are magnetic. And it's our beingness that magnetizes what is correct for us into our lives in space. And I don't actually have to do anything to manifest it. Now, the manifestation techniques and tricks, in my opinion, are just another way of bringing ourselves into alignment, right? When we're making vision boards, when we're doing all of the things, the scripting, I mean, I don't study manifestation as a thing myself per se, yet I do all those things. I just do it from a different place. I do it because I have visions come into me of the future life I am living. And I don't necessarily sit down to script my future life, and I connect to the highest timeline, and that timeline comes into me as a script and present moment of this is what I'm living. So it's the same principles that work however you approach them, whatever you do, it's just what works, right? But I love being in this space of magnetization of my dream life. So on this final call, these final moments of our final call of this immersion, woo, taking that in. Here we are, you guys, my ladies, my goddesses together. Okay, I am going to go on gallery view. I invite you all to go on gallery view. I invite you, if it's possible for you to come on video. Oh, just taking these final moments together, taking the transformation that we've gone through together. Take in the beautiful faces of these sisters. Empowered, beautiful women shining their lights so brightly, so lit up, so glowing, all of you. I see you. I see you. It's my favorite part of Avatar. I see you. I see your essence. I see your love. I see your divinity. I celebrate you. I celebrate the beauty and magnificence that you all are and the amazing life you are magnetizing, your prosperity, your alignment with your soul codes, your perfect dream, healthy, supportive, magnetic, juicy, sexy, passionate relationship. Yeah. Celebrate all the money that is coming to you easily and effortlessly, simply as you express your beingness and say yes to yourself, your future. You step towards that terror. You step towards that thing that says, oh my God, but if I do that, I'm going to have to be so big. Can I be that big? Right? That's the terror. The terror is that's calling me to be so big. Can I be that big? And you say, yes, I can be, and I am, and that is my natural soul self. I am infinite. I am that big, and I'm expanding my own knowing and experiencing of myself, holding ever higher and higher codes of prosperity, of love, of light, of magic in my fields. I am holding it. I am expanding into it. I am grounding it in my field right here, right now. This level that I have achieved, as Alisar said, there's no going back. I'm not letting this go. I'm not giving this up. It is only up from here. It is only elevation from here. This is my new base level. Say that for yourself. This is my new base level. I live here. I live in this vibration. I ground myself in this vibration every day. An affirmation that I received from a very powerful book was, every day in every way, I expand in prosperity and love as I inspire others to do the same. I do it for me, and I do it because doing it for me gives me to the world. And that is the greatest gift the world is asking for from me, is my authentic self. That is my gift to the world, is my authentic, true self. That's what the world wants from me. And so the more I invest in me, take care of me, love me, hold my highest vibration, the more that I have to give to the world that is hungry, that needs me, that wants me, that will be blessed by me. Because these hands are a blessing to the world. The more wealth that I have and that I circulate, everything that I am, everything that I circulate is blessed. And I bring consciousness every day in every way. I'll post it in the group too, so I can get it word for word, but I made a thing of it. But every day in every way, I expand in love, abundance, and prosperity. And I inspire others to do the same. So coding that all into ourselves, take that in now, marinate in the juices of this. If you can, tap a little bit, tap your body. Let's just do a little bit of this tapping. Oof, tap this in, be like, yes, body, this is what this feels like. Remember, this is what this feels like. This is me living my magical essence. This is who I really am in moments when I've fallen out of this, in moments when I am in fear, in moments when I am in pain, in moments when I am in heartbreak and grief. I remind myself, I send this energy to myself at all of those moments, past, present, future. I send this energy of this highest vibration of who I truly am to myself, to hold myself in my human moments, in my heartache moments, when life is a struggle, when life is sad, when life is hard. I know and I remember, and I send myself hope. I send myself hope in my darkness when I am in dark moments, that this is possible for me. That when I have voices in my head that are telling me that this isn't who I really am, that really I'm just this awful person, that really I'm just this negative person, that really I'm all these other voices that the world tells me I am, other people tell me I am, my own inner voices, critic tells me I am. In those moments of darkness, I send this love and this light, and I remind myself, my magical essence is my truth. It is who I truly am. All right. Breathing deeply into that. Exhaling it out. My magical essence is activated. Repeat after me. My magical essence, say it out loud and declare it, is activated. And I move forward into my life from that beingness with love and prosperity, wishing peace to all. And aho, and so it is. Claim it in the chat, claim it out loud, claim that for yourself. Hold this vibration and this frequency. 111. Woo! And so it is, and so it is, and so it is so. My loves, I'm so reluctant to finish here, but we are going to all unmute. We are going to send our love to each other, and I will be seeing you shortly in the prosperity energy healing, because I'm pretty sure pretty much everybody here is going to be in one of these things coming up. So yeah, let's do it. I'll see you all soon on our next Zoom. I love you all. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye,
Thank
everyone.
you for who you
Bye.
are.
Bye, me. Bye,
You are
everyone.
in the world.
Love you, love you, love you. Love, 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 love.
I love you all so much.
Thank you,
Love you all.
my